and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But, might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warning scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the Allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Shahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Radzat-Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scythe of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telafroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Isambard contingent. To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Telafroi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway. Though the same could be said of the Telafroi, there certainly is no push to press further into our lands. I wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the Tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the Spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spiral in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, they bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. Consider it an official request, both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Oh, am I under level now? I guess I am. What level? Level E2? Oof, I'm just not from the Dragoon, I guess. I'll have to work with that. Kinda want a new glamour. Funny. Guess I could dye that. How do I do this? What dye do I have? I don't think I have much. Oh, pretty. Vibes then. I kinda want it to. Oh, that's pretty. What is that? Ink blue dye? I really like my Dragoon armor, but at the moment, do we have any market boards here? I don't think so. Where's the nearest? Oof. I don't know where has a market board. I forget. Kagane. Ink blue dye? Where's the market boards? Oh. Ink blue dye. Yeah, why not? I'm probably gonna need more than one anyways. I'm fine spending a bit of money. I don't know, do I vibe with it or not? This one needs to... Is it a vibe? Yeah, it's vibe enough. Got to be the slutty Dragoon. Alright, I'm back to business. I love the Oasis tuner like a lot. It works for like most of the classes that I have. But I wanted to change it up a bit for... What is it? Reaper is my awesome fit right now. Where is it? Yeah, these. I like the dancer one. And because of these weapons, I think it was a bitch to get that weapon. And the red mage bit. I love this. I often take it off so that I can like see, you know, in cutscenes, the facial expressions and stuff, but I do love this slow little cloak type. What's it called? Hood. Anyway, business. American Estinian. He'll always be there when you need him. Probably. So true. If Imric asks after me, say I'm getting on fine and leave it at that. Don't you dare breathe a word about the court. Oh! His $10,000 hair tie. Yeah. Funny. Alright. I don't know, man. I'm not vibing with this, like... I was vibing with it, but now... That's good say. I mean, that's kind of nice. It's ink blue already. They seem like very different shades. Oh well. To read. I'll try to be quiet though. Will you and Lord Imric be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we've seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of this of our contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops from enemy lines to render aid at the Glacies has made me a rather unpopular certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side charging into the fray. Alas, our battles are not in fight. The units will serve me better than anything. I hate to say it, Lord Imric's struggle is merely my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is the peace of mind from knowing Lucy is in its safe hands. As you fight the good fight in his power, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again when we explore Lola. Maximum Gaius! Word of your exploits travels quickly. From what I gather, the protective talisman you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on these occasions is better known. Information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Galamond, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you have mistaken this. I do. With Lofra, I have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Isambard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of the former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, will only hinder your efforts. Stand out though. Please, this is the champion that yours is this. Fair point, but so long as you refrain from announcing your arrival to all and sundry, average person should have no inkling as to your identity, yes. Although your titles and deeds are common knowledge, only a select few would recognize you on sight alone. Perhaps one day they will learn that the warrior of light is not a demon to be feared, but a man deserving of their trust. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of her guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I will covet nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? We might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guard and protect you all. Always. I'm not vibing with it. No. Yep, I'm returning. I mean, that works. That's nice. What did I do with the red HP? I love when the portraits have done. I gotta talk to everyone. I love talking to them in between now. I suppose it's easy for some people to forget there are civilians in Garlemald, too. And the only Imperials they've ever known are soldiers. Facts. So that's Gaius Balzar. The horrors he must have seen, many of his own making, I do not doubt. With the knowledge that our allies will hold the line in our absence, we may devote our attention to the Isambard front. I neglected to mention earlier that we received a report from our troops that may be of interest to you. While engaged with a lunar primal, a great worm swooped down from the skies above and came to their aid. A lunar primal? Like Bahamut? The worm, as described, was the spitting image of Tiamat. What? It would seem she too continues to wage war against the Telophoroi. Oh yes! Never mind, I'm an idiot. We did that. We freed Tiamat. Like Gaius, I too stand accused of Varus' murder, though I am rather less recognizable on sight. Still, it's something to bear in mind once we reach Garlemald. Going to Garlemald, man? That's crazy. Hi, Maxima. Ooh. Dear. Get your dear. Fill up my inventory space. Man, what did I get? I wasn't paying attention. So, Did I have two now, that's okay. The other members of the Isambard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Please be Ian at least. Yugiri, perhaps? I haven't seen her in so long. It would be so nice to see her.
By the 12.
Oh my goodness.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Isambard contingent.
Isambard, my bad.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
I was saying freaking Isambard. I don't know why. Isambard. Okay.
Lucia.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we saw her.
I've come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
She's so beautiful, man.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company.
I think I gotta turn up.
If I may have your attention.
I think I gotta turn up the voices a bit. That was scary that they were all in sync.
Might I ask you to speak first?
Kane... That's Kane-san's
If I
brother?
must. I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer.
Oh,
We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald.
They confused me.
To
Like,
that
are
end,
they dragon people?
I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild,
I don't know if it ever
with
explained
the
that,
Order
but
of the
if it
Twin
did...
Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Yes, sir. Ooh, I gotta go there.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya
Wait.
O sends her regards, by the way.
That's so... Wait, they actually acknowledged that I'm a white mage? Like the game did? That's... I'm freaked out a bit because, like, I just assumed it didn't care. Okay, that's awesome. Wait, no, I think that happened before in a duty, like, it was like, you're a white mage, heal. Like, I wasn't even playing a white mage at the time. Or does it just do that for everybody? Because if it does, that's a bit weird. Anyway, that was interesting.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
This guy. Pirate man.
Wait, I know you.
Do you? Oh.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Anyway, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfield to send his best, and for whatever reason...
Bro, I need to turn down the music.
Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but a promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
Had a big change of heart.
Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. And again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telefra. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the Avatar of Destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
Ishtola is such a mother, like, I don't know how to describe it, but...
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies.
Disappointed mother.
The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself.
Bitter cold?
Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
I was gonna say, it can't be as cold as Coarthus.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Amonalane or whatever the hell.
Lord Amonalane?
Amonalane. Goofy name.
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Bro, what? He actually said twinkle toed. I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and stream. May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honohua with my tales of daring-do.
Bro is a clown.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Or the steppe?
Out
Probably.
of my way!
Yeah,
you
okay.
Training fool!
It's the steppe. The steppe tribes. Yep. Are they married yet? Serena! Serena! Oh my goodness.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Serena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
She's as intense as ever.
But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
Oh! Wait. I don't think I've met them.
And the Bosnian resistance.
I don't think we've met them yet.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Oh yeah, so I often have to remember that some of the tribes I met were from the first, not the source. And I'm like, I thought that was the tribe from Raktika for a second. But no, that's I think that's what he just explained. Not a group I've met yet.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamiga. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
Preach, man, preach.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all.
Facts.
Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
Facts, man.
Maxima, who stands with us today, tried to reform Garlemald from within and make peace with Joma. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garland Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glacies. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
All right. Where has my phone gone? Fun. All right. I must wear my pants. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Almaja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabar. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telephone. All things considered, we can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must tribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Do I have to do every single person? That'd be kind of fun. Okay, so we know... I heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep those closed at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from you. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done these words justice. Doma Mothervalhard has been plagued by the towers, and while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. He and you can be moving without rest and without any boots and enemy at bay. And we of the step in the Eastern Alliance repay their efforts by ending this war. Warding scales for the Ishgard and delegation of Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray in Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. Now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. That is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and prioritize to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large will lead us to victory. Got a set of warding scales I spy? Not that I would know what they look like. First of all, a little better to follow up the counting waves? Is that the right term? Anyways, these will give us one less thing available, which just leaves the unknown of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? I'm nervous for that. I marched through all the 7 halls but gave me a chance to put Zena's back in the grave when he got home. Scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty real things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth all $4 or $2 when this is all over. We'll hold up on to them for now. I know nothing. I know what y'all are thinking. Why didn't they send it? I don't know what that word is. I'll be the fire. All the Admiral and Captain Hillford told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. But here I am. I can't say they haven't got a good sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering about how hard it is on dry land, and I've been left to salt and snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do what everyone's doing, so let's set sail, or however the saying goes on their ships. Turn down the destination. These are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoya and learn all there is to learn of this star we call home. Indeed, that is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the Trollswood, much less enter Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded a Patchel? that I am tagging along to see the sights. The Guardians will benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades should fighting break out. Do you have a warning scale for me too? Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsabard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warning tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemists Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to our discretion. Now let us proceed to the element of order. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilot ready to wear ships. Wait, are they being dead serious about this? Wearing the proper stuff? Because I've heard it like 5 times and I'm kind of scared. I hope I'm prepared enough. I don't know. This is our last chance to make ready before we set... Oh, shit. You needn't worry about Uriage and I. We will have what we wore in Garlemald. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasted beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock, and the rest of you could do likewise. I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my own liking. Tataru is coming. Please tell me it's Tataru or something. Hark, is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor I hear? It's totally Tataru. She's our tailor. But how? I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabar without telling me? Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. Is she coming with us, for once? Now, you will wear these garments I made for you, whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why... Wait, why do you need a new outfit as well? Are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather, the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never even worn one myself? Ah, I did have one other thing to share. Argmus and Bloomweeda have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian? Oh, why not? You can keep Kryl company in the Baldashian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I heard blah 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 did a fine job carrying on in our stead while you were while you were laying comatose. Was she? Oh, we were. Oh my god, not you. Oh my god. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone, who shall remain nameless, isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return. Which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Thank you for my woolies. What if I don't put it on? I love that you kneeled to talk to her. That's kind of cute. What is this? What is this outfit? Sorry. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna pull my legs out to get frostbitten and dye that again. I do like this fit. It's vibes. I can forge it every time. Okay, where do I go? Oh. This is kind of exciting. Garlemald? I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Oh, Ironworks pilot. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. For there are several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yes, yes, yes. Cool map transition.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Why would that still be Emmett Silk? Unless it just sounds awfully familiar and similar to him.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacies. The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Alizé's already frozen. His freaking legs, dude. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with my legs that poop.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that.
I love Urianji's outfit. That's awesome.
Maxima reports that they're led by Vigilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number.
Oh.
However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
Oh, they're cool looking.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
I find it funny that Emmeline is cold.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald. The very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
I love his outfit, yes.
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position.
I had the same outfit all throughout Heavensward, basically. Mine was blue.
Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments. And once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
That's an interesting way of saying that.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into two groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
This fit is so cool.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right. Once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's Magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Yes, sir.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck. Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
What is this? What the fuck? What do I do?
Damn, spotted.
I'm not here. I'm not here. I don't know what moves I'm here. Oh, it's not really this class. I am never
Must be losing my touch.
activate a cutscene to the lead.
Must be losing my touch.
Damn. That sucked. Okay, I'll try to get the little spider thingy to... I have to go through all that again. I obviously can skip it, but... No, it's fine. Yes. Let's try this again.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count. Must be losing my touch.
Oh. I lose.
7 hells.
I lose the thing if I activate it. For a second to
spotted. Seven hells. Damn, spotted. Damn, spotted.
Oh, yeah. Is that stumbling or something?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Do I have enough time?
Must be losing my touch.
No, not yet.
This is gonna drive me crazy. What? Okay, that's for another night. Oh boy.